What is your expectative about this concert? And what is your expectative and the feelings about the Mexican people?
Well, we've been in the business for so long that I learned never have any expectations for anything. So, but as far as the show goes, we've been coming here for many years, and there's something very special, as I'm sure you know, being Mexican, about the Mexican audience. And I was just saying backstage that there's a similar thing where I'm from in Glasgow, where the people, when they go to see music, live music, they want to sing, they want to forget everything and go into a venue and join with the band, almost like be in the band. This is what it feels like when we come to here, when we play in Glasgow in Scotland, and certainly in places in Spain as well. There's the same, it's like a emotional, there's a passion here. And I think you have a band that's very passionate, and you have an audience that are very passionate, and when you collide these two things together, you have quite a special event. You're also quiet.
Hello, this side.
Hi.
Hi, Vicente from Pepsi Center. What kind of surprises will you prepare for the show?
The thing about, well, like I say, we've been doing this for a long time. I think we tried over the years you put on a big show, you do these big screens and you do all this kind of thing. And we learned from this that for us, for Travis, the most important thing about our band is the four people on the stage. And I think we're not a normal band in that we go on stage and we're like, yeah. We don't do this. It's more, it's not pretentious in any way. And we found that when we put on these giant shows, it's a distraction almost to what is actually happening. But on this tour, I think we may do something with the stage maybe. But right now I'm not sure. We're talking about it. But you can be guaranteed it will not distract from the thing that we're doing on the stage. Thanks, man.
No somos una banda normal, muy pretenciosa. Lo que hacemos en el show es una distracción. Este tour hacemos el escenario.
Where are you?
Aquí estoy, I'm here.
Hi. Sorry. Ask again.
No, she was translating.
Translated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Brad. Here. Lisa,
Hey, hi.
from Center radio station. I would like to know from all your experiences from the past being here in Mexico City, is there something both you love from the audience, or is there something you kind of hate?
No.
I mean, I remember one time you were playing just with your guitar, no microphones, just your guitar and your voice, and you asked the audience to be quiet.
Yeah.
And that is really hard here with the Mexican crowd.
Yeah.
So, is there some things you really love about your connection with Mexican
And
public?
things I don't like. Well, with at that moment in the show, we did this a lot. When we get a certain type of venue, I always say, everyone just shut up. And it's good, it's funny. Because everyone at gigs, they talk. But here, people were like silent. and they listen, you know, and it's very difficult if you're singing a song that people love, for them not to sing along. They're like, they really want to sing. So there was a lot of self-control at this show. I don't have any, whenever our band, and I wouldn't even say my band, I'd say every band I speak to when they come to your country, you charm them. You're so charming, all of you, and you probably don't know it. Well, maybe you do, but you're very charming. And I think this touches many bands, the bands that come to your country. They leave going, oh my God, what just happened? Because it's very special. For me, it's the singing. Because when you're in all the songs I write, I never write a song for 7,000 people. I write a song for one person. And I think that's maybe a nice way to do it, because then when you're in an audience, you feel it's your song, and it makes you sing louder somehow. So I have no complaints, only compliments for the Mexican audience. You're welcome.
Sí, con ese momento en el show lo hemos hecho mucho porque aquí la gente está en silencio, hay mucho control, son encantadores, tienen un toque divino. Lo que acaba de hacer es muy especial y todas las canciones que escribo son para una sola ocasión.
Hi, I'm Gil Camargo from Thailand. I would like to know about the new record. Where did you record it?
Yeah.
The stories about the songs. Do you have a main story?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we finished our tour in 2014, and then we said to each other, okay, we'll start writing songs, and then we meet in July 2014 and we show each other the songs. And so we did this, but we didn't have enough songs, and then we said, okay, we meet in October and we do it again. And then we have enough songs and we went to the studio. We chose to go into this famous German studio called Hansa Tone Studio, which is where David Bowie recorded Heroes. It's where U2 recorded Achtung Baby, R.E.M., Iggy Pop. It's got a very special energy in the studio, and when you walk into the room, it's like a time warp. It's like the 1970s. So we went November for 3 weeks, February for 3 weeks, and then April for 3 weeks. And we have these 2 months between each of the sessions to reflect upon what we've done and go, well, this was good, or that could be better. Compared with the last album, we recorded the whole thing in 3 weeks, and it was fine, but we felt this way of doing it is much better. Any interesting? Oh yeah, on the second session, we were in this room, and it's like an historical place, and the ceiling fell in. The ceiling fell down with toilet water, you know, like from the lavatory upstairs, and it was like, and I was thinking, oh no, is this a sign for this album that it's toilet? But it's not. So we finished the album in April last year. We mixed it in July, and I think personally, and I don't know why this is, but I think this is maybe one of the best things that we have made as a band. And it's lucky. It's not, we didn't mean this to happen. It's just luck. So thanks for the question. Sorry, it was such a long answer.
Se ven después para componer, van componiendo diferentes canciones, hacen sesión de composición, se vuelven a juntar hasta que tienen el álbum completo. En noviembre se juntaron por 3 semanas, en febrero y en abril, comparado con el último álbum. Este disco lo hicieron en 3 semanas, en un estudio histórico donde también ha grabado R.E.M. Es un lugar especial, pues hasta el techo tenía un poco de agua de baño, es muy bonito. Lo grabaron solamente en 3 semanas en abril, lo mezclaron.
Hello, Francis.
Hey,
We're here.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Juan Pablo Picasso. I'm from Mexican Matis. After 25 years of being together as a band, I mean, the songwriting becomes easier in any way?
No.
Or, well, how did this new album for you?
Well, songwriting, there are two ways to write songs, I think, if you really simplify it. There is a songwriting, I draw a line here. I say there's songwriting from above the neck and songwriting from below the neck. Songwriting from above the neck is, I don't believe that's where songs should come from. So I don't write songs like this. But from above the neck it's easier because you're thinking. Right? And below the neck it's all about the feeling, and you're blind, you can't see what you're looking for. And I've been writing like this for forever. So every time I try and write a song, it's just as hard as it was when I was 14 years old, when I started writing. But I do believe that, you know, every one of us has this inside of us, like a 4-year-old kid. And this is the person who you have to allow to sing when you write a song. And because it's when you were free, before you had the little dictator on your head going, do this, do that. So you have to get in touch with this. And it's nice. It's difficult, but it's good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good question.
Hay dos maneras de componer, una por arriba del cuello, uno por abajo del cuello. Por abajo es mucho más sencillo. Ha escrito así desde el principio y es igual de complicado que desde que tenía 14 años, pero tienes que estar en contacto con eso.
Hello, over here.
Hi.
Behind you. Oh, well, I have a question about this new album. Well, in 12 Memories, you have a powerful song about the Peace Fuck Up. And I don't know if you have a song in this album the same as critic and, well, powerful. You know, this time it's difficult in all the work.
Yeah.
And this Fuck Up is like a very true.
Yeah.
So you have one of these in this album?
I do. We do. And I think with Travis is these like Peace the Fuck Out was, people say it was a political song, but it was a personal song. It's just about something that was political, and it was so the songs I write are never political. So on the new album, there's a song called Paralyzed. Paralyzed it's kind of funny, but I'm sure we all notice this, where everyone is like this today, and we're stuck on this thing, these things. I'm stuck on these things, and everyone is looking at these things, and we don't look at each other anymore. We do, but compared to our grandparents, where we had community and we had there was some kind of life to us. We had more life back then, our grandparents did. So in this song, it's just a little comment about this, that we're just paralyzed. You know, we're just here looking at these things all the time. But it's not like waving a big flag, going, you know, fuck the mobile phones. You know, it's nothing like this. It's just a very polite. And in the song, there's a line that says, "Do you ever get the feeling that you're the only one? You know, am I the only one that thinks this?" And I don't think so. I think maybe we're all so connected today. It's more connected than we've ever been, but we're more disconnected than we've ever been. But you know, so that's what the song is about. Okay, that's just one of the songs.
Sí, lo tengo, pero con Travis decía que era político, pero no es así. Lo que escribo no es político. Tenemos una canción que se llama Paralyzed, que es cuando todo el mundo está atrapado en el celular y en estos aparatos electrónicos y ya no nos vemos el uno al otro. Con esta canción es expresar lo paralizado que están todos en el teléfono. Es como sentirse, como la frase que dice, sentirse que soy yo el único que estoy aquí. Estamos conectados, pero estamos más desconectados que nunca.
Hi there.
Hey.
Is there any way that this band has changed you? And at the same time, do you think Travis is changing something in the world?
Has it changed me? I don't know. Yeah, maybe it has changed me a little bit. It's made me talk different because when we started with my Scottish accent, I was like, "Aye, right, man." Blah, blah. People are like, "What are you saying?" So my voice is more smooth now. When I go back to Glasgow, they go, "Where are you from?" And do we? Yeah, I think the job of a band is. I'm very, very straight with this. I think the job of a band is you're a public servant, just like the guy who delivers the post, or the doctor, or the lawyer, or the guy that collects the trash. And we're entertainers, and we're here just like the Rolling Stones for me. I went to see them the other night. They're there to make me forget for a second about all the bills and the troubles. And as an entertainer, that's what we're here to do. So yeah, I hope we do make a difference. But you can little small difference, but if you do this a lot, then it's a big difference. You're welcome.
Ok, me ha cambiado, sí, un poquito. Cuando empezamos, mi acento escocés ha cambiado un poco. En Glasgow me preguntan que de dónde soy. Somos gente que entretiene, somos gente de entretenimiento para hacer olvidar a las personas de sus problemas.
Here.
I'm sorry.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Diana. I'm from Teleformula, and I wanted to know how was your experience and your perception of the Mexican audience during the concert of the Rolling Stones?
This was the first gig that I was in the audience for. Usually I'm on the stage, and it's a very good view on the stage because you see all the faces and you see the reactions. To be in the crowd it was very special. I'll never forget it because again you're singing with 60,000 people, and you get to see the band and how you can see them being charmed by the audience, and to be part of this thing is a very nice feeling. So yeah, I had a great experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Este es el primer trabajo. Cuando ves las reacciones de la gente, nunca lo olvidaré. Ver a 16,000 personas es increíble.
Hi, thank you. As you said, you don't need more than 4 minutes to say something during a song.
Yeah.
So how many times do you need to say something to the audience on the stage?
To speak between the songs.
To speak or to sing with them, very, very close,
On this album, I decided that at the back of my head to make the songs under 3 minutes. When I walk down the street and I sing a song in my head, I loop 10 seconds of this song, and usually the bit that you loop in your head is the bit that the songwriter found. They look around and they're like, this is good, and then they make a song out of it. They roll it out like a piece of pizza dough. You roll it out, and you can make it 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 minutes. 3 minutes is good. So I think the communication of music is music is like a bookmark in your life, and everyone's got different books. Everyone has a different story, and it's very simple for me. So you sing like a song like "Flowers on the Window" or "Closer" or I don't know. And maybe there is everyone has a different point in their life it reminds them of, and you're transported there when you hear the song, especially when it's live. there's something fresh about it. It's like fresh food or something. So yeah, it's I think that music is a very powerful thing for humans. That it's like time traveling. It takes you back, reminds you of your parents, reminds you of your best friends, a holiday you had, and so the room is full of all of this emotion. It's very cool. It's nice to see. Good question, thank you.
En este álbum he decidido hacer las canciones de 3 minutos o menos. 3 minutos es un buen tiempo. La comunicación en la música es una marca en tu vida, es muy sencillo. Tal vez te transporta algo. La música es muy poderosa para los humanos. El cuarto está lleno de esta emoción.
Hi, this is Victor for Grita Radio. Hey. In your last show at Mexico City, Technicolor Fabrics was the opening act. Now, are you thinking in a Mexican band for the next Travis show in Mexico?
I think so, yeah. But I don't know like I say, at the moment, even though it's very close. We are very, the band are always pretty slow on this thing, and it's usually like a month before we do the thing, we go, right, this band here. I think the support band is always very important. We had one experience once, I can't remember what country it was, but the promoter chose the band, and they were probably the worst band I've ever seen. And the audience were really upset by this band. So it's so important. Yeah, so we're getting people sending demos and things to us, and so we choose the best one. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey. Hi, Francis here. First, welcome to Mexico.
Thank you.
What is your next stop after Mexico? Another city, another country? What about it?
We are going to, after Mexico, we will be going to the festivals in the United Kingdom and in Europe and different places like that. The thing about being in a band, and you all need to understand this, and I'm not going to lie, is that we have amazing people, promoters, managers and agents that book all these gigs. And the thing that the band do is they get on the stage and they play wherever they go, and it could be in front of 7,000 people, or like last month in London there was 100 people. We played in a bar in London, and we play the same, whether it's big or small or whatever. And usually I don't know where I'm going. The bands are always like, just put them in a van and just roll them in. But when we found out we were coming here, because it's always special, and we're always the last ones to find out. You've probably found out before I found out we were playing here. So I don't know. I know for sure we're playing festivals in the United Kingdom, but that's about it. Thank you.
¿Dónde estarán después de México? Fue la pregunta. Estaremos en festivales en Estados Unidos y Europa. La cosa de ser una banda es que tenemos grandes promotores y grande gente detrás de nosotros. A veces nos ponen a tocar frente a miles de personas o solamente en un bar, como el mes pasado, donde estuvimos en un lugar pequeño para 100 personas. Probablemente ustedes se enteraron antes que nosotros que vendríamos a México.
Hi, over here.
Hi.
You were talking about the Rolling Stones concert.
Yeah.
I would like to know, do you feel any kind of homesickness about the old school of rock? Or what's your opinion about the new wave of British bands?
Ooh. I don't really care about bands. I just listen for a song on the radio, and then I go, who is that? So the song is the thing that hits me first. When I'm driving in my car, I listen to the radio. I was very late, late developer with buying music. I was always on the radio, listening. And when I was 12, you sit by with the recording, the top 40 on the tape, like trying to edit out the DJ's voice at the end of the song. So I listened for songs, and I think that any style of music, whether it's the Stones, whether it's pop, whether it's Rihanna, Jay-Z, whatever, I think that any genre of music, 90% of the music is kind of filler. It's like turned around. It's the music business. It just turns around. But we all look for this 10% that's like diamonds. It's like gold, and that you can't get it out of your head. Whether it's pop, whether it's rock and roll, indie, hip hop, and that's what I look for. So yeah, I don't hear bands so much, and I think in the 60s there was a lot of great songwriting because there was a lot of bands playing guitars and doing that kind of thing. But I do think there is still great music. You don't have to play a guitar to write a song. You really don't. I do think there's a lot of really great singers, but not an awful lot of really great songs at the moment. And all I can do as a songwriter is try and find melodies that I've not heard before. Thanks.
Hablando del concierto de Rolling Stones, ¿cuál es tu opinión de las bandas nuevas del Reino Unido? A mí no me interesan mucho las bandas, sino las canciones. Antes siempre estaba escuchando en el radio, pero ahora yo escucho temas. Creo que cualquier estilo es bueno. El 90% de las bandas es similar y todos nosotros buscamos la diferencia del 10% nuevo. Él realmente no escucha muchas bandas. No necesitas tocar la guitarra para componer una canción. Por el momento no hay grandes intérpretes, pero buenos compositores.
Hi, Fran.
Hi.
Elizabeth from Filter. And I would like to ask you about the movie that you made from your album.
Yeah.
I mean, was it hard for you guys to make it? And what kind of stories we're going to find in it?
Thank you. Usually we make videos for the songs. And when we went to this record company, Caroline Records, the man who talks about the radio, what you have as singles, he said you have 8 singles. And you never hear this when you're in a band. 10 years ago, you'd go, yes! Because the record company pays for it all, and it's like, great. I was like, oh my god. I'm gonna have to make 8 videos. So I decided to make a movie that would cover the album, like a video for the album. And we could take out the videos from each of the songs if we wanted to. So I'm friends with a couple of movie directors in Berlin. Mostly I know film directors. I don't know many musicians actually. One of them is this director Tom Tykwer. He made this film Perfume and The International and Run Lola Run. And his wife is like a really good friend of mine. Told me once, because I wanted to go to film school. She says you don't have to go to film school. You just have to get a good producer, a really good cameraman, a good first assistant director, have a great idea and a clear vision of what you want, and then just do it. So that's what I did. I just did it. And you know, it's turned out amazing. It's like the coolest thing I think I've ever made. I showed it to the band. The band's in it, but you don't know what's going on when you're being filmed. You don't know what it's going to end up like. And it was the best reaction you could have got from the band. They love it, and everyone I've shown it to really likes it. And I think it's maybe the closest in video or film that we've got to us as a band. So I hope you get to see it. It's very cool. Thank you. Sorry for this long.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hey.
Juan Romero from Portal TV. Francis, what's the difference between your first album and this new material, the evolution of the band?
I think the first album was, if you listen to it, like a lot of, when you bring out your first album, you have all of your influences. They say you show your influences on your sleeve. You can see, it's Oasis, it's Blur, it's Britpop. The second album, we found our voice, we found our own voice, and this latest record, the difference. It's difficult to make albums and try not to think while you make them. This is one of the things we always try and do, is don't think, just let it happen. And you feel whether it's right or wrong. You don't think whether it's right or wrong. You do a take of music and you just feel it. And I think as you get older, it becomes, this recording technical part of it becomes really easy. And we've been playing with each other for 20 years as a band, and we've been together for 25 years as friends. And so when you play, it's like a shoal of fish. You just turn at the same time, or a flock of birds that just do this. So it gets much easier in the studio to record, very fast, and I think that's the difference. 1996, we were like goo goo gaga, we were little babies, and now we're men.
Ok, la evolución del primer disco hasta ahora. En el primer álbum se notaba todas sus influencias y las bandas, por ejemplo Oasis y Blur. En el segundo álbum encontraron a su voz, y esta es la diferencia. Ahora lo hacen mucho más fluido, ya son más maduros, no piensan si es bueno o malo, simplemente lo hacen y lo dejan fluir. Han sido amigos por más de 25 años y llevan 20 años como banda. En 1996 eran unos bebés y ahora es mucho más sencillo. Esa es la diferencia.
Hi, Fran.
Hi.
Since your first album, Jose Lizana from Rolling Stone. Since your first album, all of your titles, they describe the concept of the record as itself. Like Good Feeling, The Man Who, The Invisible Band. Now, Everything at Once. How can you describe the concept of?
Well, the title of the album comes from the song, and the song it's not my song, it's Dougie's song. Dougie wrote this song. And I think as an album title, it's such an interesting phrase, everything at once, because it feels like now we live in this time where everything is happening. It's like, wow, constant, you can't go anywhere without being bombarded with information, and most of it is pointless and useless and just stresses us out. So in a way, this title of the song I thought would fit good with the record, because it reflects, I think perhaps Travis albums in the past are very inward looking. You feel something and you go, why is this? Why does it always rain on me, for instance? You think something and then you sing it out. This one is a little bit more looking out of the way, looking at us and our behaviours, and maybe it's being a bit older, not too old, but a little bit. So Everything at Once reflects the album, because there's a lot in the record, and there's very different things happening, and it reflects all these videos that we made, this movie that we've made. We did it all at once, and it also reflects this bigger thing that we're all in, that we live in right now, I think. But it's not. This is after the fact. In a short answer, it just sounded cool. You know? And then you think, oh wow, it's this. Thanks.
Los títulos de este álbum. El título de este álbum viene de una canción. Creo que es una frase bastante interesante. El título refleja nuestra conducta, nuestra edad, nuestra madurez. son muchas cosas diferentes que nos han sucedido como la película, además de que el hecho de que el título suena bastante bien como tal.
Hi, right here. Marcos Rivera from Florando Radio. How do you feel about the little experience of your little gig yesterday in Chapultepec? And what do you feel, what do you expect of your 3 shows in June?
What was the first part of the question?
How do you feel about the little gig yesterday? The little acoustic gig.
Oh, in the park?
In the park.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was when you play, it's these songs, all songs, they start just with me and a guitar. And yesterday in the park, it was just me and a guitar and this guy with a camera. And it's nice. It's out. It's in nature. You have a lot of nice parks here, so it was a lot of fun. And what was the second question? Sorry, the second part.
What do you expect about the
gig?
Your gigs?
Oh well, this was something this guy asked at the beginning. I don't expect anything. I really don't, because we've come here so often, and the people are just the way you are, the way you are, and it's always such a. It's quite humbling for us, because you're like the ideal audience for any band, so you have no expectation. It just goes out of your head. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to the show, to get out and play. Thanks.
Referente a la primera pregunta, referente a la experiencia del día de ayer, estuvo muy padre. Cuando tocas estas canciones, cuando él toca estas canciones, sale directamente de él y de su guitarra, y esto fue justamente lo que sucedió de ayer. Referente a la segunda pregunta, él no espera nada. Ustedes como audiencia son ideales, son muy abrazadores para cualquier banda, así que es bastante padre para nosotros.